Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another season of the Islamic History Podcast. I'm your host, Mutaki Ismail, and we are about to start a new season, Season 8 of the Islamic History Podcast. Here's what you can expect during this new season, inshallah. This series that we're about to start is mostly about the Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire was a Muslim dynasty that ruled most of North India and a little bit beyond North India as well, from the early 16th century to the mid 18th century. This dynasty that became the Mughal Empire was founded by Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. So that's the basic synopsis of this story in a nutshell, but let's get into a little bit more detail. First, this is going to be a long story, all right? Babur, Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur, he was a descendant of both Timur, that is Tamerlane or Timur the Lame, and Genghis Khan. He actually wasn't necessarily Indian, that is Babur wasn't really Indian, he was actually a Mongol or Mongolian or of Mongolian descent, however you want to call it. But he was ethnically a Mongol who spoke Persian, but his culture was Turkish. So there's a lot of culture mixing there. He was ethnically Mongol, culturally Turkish, spoke Persian, but he ruled over India. Interesting. As you probably know from my previous seasons with the Islamic History Podcast, I really like to start from the beginning. In season 7, we discussed the Bosnian War of the 1990s. We actually started, however, from the birth of the Ottoman Empire. And then we moved and shifted over to Bosnia and then to the political happenings that wound up leading to that horrible war. I believe it is important that we understand the historical factors that led to the era or the people or the empire or whatever it is that we're discussing. I believe it is important to understand what led up to that. And so with this season, we're going to start from the beginning with Genghis Khan. As I mentioned, Babur was a descendant of Genghis Khan. So we're going to start with Genghis Khan and the Mongol Empire. The first 4 episodes of this season are going to be about the rise of the Mongol Empire. We'll spend one of those 4 episodes talking about the Mongol siege and conquest of Baghdad, but otherwise, the other 3 episodes are really just going to be an overview of the rise of Genghis Khan, the rise of the Mongol Empire, and ultimately the fall of the Mongol Empire. Very brief sketches looking over this time period that saw the rise and fall of the Mongol Empire. After we get through the 4 episodes about the Mongols, we're going to then talk about Timur. We're going to spend 1 episode discussing Timur. So the first 5 episodes, we won't even mention the Mughals. Well, there's going to be mention of them, of course. I have to talk about them a little bit. But they're going to be, these first 5 episodes are not going to be about the Mughals specifically. 4 episodes on the Mongols, then 1 episode on Timur. In episode 6, that's when we finally start talking about the Mughals and we start with the life of Babur. So we'll spend about 4 episodes going through Babur's life. Then we're going to go on to his successor and son, Humayun. Humayun died relatively young, so we only have about 2 episodes dedicated to Humayun, and then we go on to Akbar. I had to break this story into 2 parts. We're going to spend 4 episodes talking about Akbar, and we're going to get halfway through his reign. So altogether, that's going to be 16 episodes. If we do 1 episode a week, that's basically 4 months. That's what season 8 is, 4 months of Islamic History Podcast. So season 8 is not going to be the complete Mughal Empire. It's going to be maybe 1/3 of it, if even that, not even that really. So here's how season 8 is going to break down. 4 episodes of the Mongols, 1 episode of Timur, 5 episodes of Babur, 2.5 episodes of Humayun, and 3.5 episodes of Akbar. So 1 episode is split between Humayun and Akbar as the empire shifts from Humayun onto Akbar. So that is altogether 16 episodes. Just go through what I just said. Trust me, 16 episodes, inshallah. And that's going to end season 8. Season 9 will be a continuation of the Mughal Empire. I hope to have it to you by sometime in the middle of 2023. Allah knows best. Had I tried to do the entire Mughal Empire in the depth and detail that I like to do it, I would have been here for another 2 years. So I had to break it up to get you something, because people were already sending me messages when season 8 is going to come out. So I had to do something. I think you're going to like this, inshallah. So this is going to be a very interesting season. I really enjoyed making this one. This series is much more lighthearted than the last few seasons we've done. Season 7, as I mentioned earlier, was about the Bosnian War, which was very upsetting. It was very uncomfortable. The research was a difficult series to do that one. I don't know about the feedback on our series on the Bosnian War. I think maybe I got too much into the politics of that season, of that situation in Bosnia. I think I may have overdid my research. I do try to research heavily and stuff. I might have overdone it with this one. And there was so much politics in it. I wasn't sure if maybe I overdid it. I don't know how. It's hard to get feedback when it comes to podcasts. Some people I know definitely liked it, but maybe it was not your sort of thing. I don't know. Allah knows best. I thought season 7 was excellent in the fact that I can at least say my effort was top notch, and the brother who helped me do the research, his effort was top notch. And I can attest that our effort and the research was top notch. Maybe the delivery could have been better. I'm hoping this one, the Mughal Empire, will be a little more lighthearted. We'll see how it goes. I'm still learning doing this. Even after 8 seasons, I'm still learning. So as I mentioned, with the season 7 and even with season 6 was discussing the Middle East after the Ottoman War. After the fall of the Ottoman Empire. And, that really wasn't good. It was good as far as it was interesting. It was important to know that history, but there's a lot of depressing stuff from a Muslim perspective. The colonization of Palestine, the colonization of the entire Middle East, but especially what happened in Palestine, the 2 Iraq wars, all the crazy stuff that has happened in the Middle East in the past 70 years or so. All those things are just difficult to go through. And then the war in Bosnia was even more frustrating and just as bloody and just as deadly. And so many people were killed during that thing. And it happened during many of our lifetimes. And to have to see a lot of these videos and pictures, and it was kind of tough. So I don't know if you enjoyed those 2 seasons. I think they are important for us to know as Muslims, but I also understand that they may have been a downer or may have been somewhat depressing. This one, hopefully, is a little more upbeat. This series about the Mughals is much less complicated. Now, it is epic. Believe me on that one. We're going all through Central Asia, China, India, parts of Iran, Afghanistan, even Portugal gets into the mix. This is an epic series, I'll give you that, but it's not really complicated. I don't think it is, at least. It's very straightforward. There's politics because it is, talking about military and kingdoms and empires and fighting and warfare and stuff. There's going to be politics involved, but it's not the international politics that we had during Bosnia and the Middle East series. It's not talking about U.S. political things and the United Nations and all that kind of stuff. We don't have all those things to worry about in this Mughal series. So I just want to let you know that I think this will be a much more upbeat and lighthearted series than we've done in the past. I hope so, at least, inshallah. Inshallah, our series on the Mughal Empire begins on the first Monday of January. And if everything works out, there should be a new episode every Monday after that for the next 4 months. That's really it. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy what we got going on here with the Mughal Empire. Please provide any feedback you can. Look for Islamic History Podcast on YouTube, also on TikTok. Yes, I am on TikTok now, believe it or not. Also on Instagram, but I don't really do Instagram that much. I don't really care for it, but I'll try to keep up with following my messages on Instagram. But really, the other 2 are better. YouTube and TikTok, I'm trying to stick with those for now. If you have any negative feedback, anything that I can do better, I am willing to accept your advice and hear you out. I definitely hope I've improved this next season, and I hope that you enjoy what's coming up. But until the next episode, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.